Hi, I'm CJ Elmer with Transwest Truck Trailer RVs in Frederick, Colorado. So if you've got a warm blood or a big horse that you need an oversized trailer, this is a really cool setup and very unique setup sitting behind me. This is a 2025 Cimarron Norstar Warmblood 2-horse straight load gooseneck. I know I threw a lot at you right there, but really cool setup on this guy. Before we start walking you through this trailer, I want to go ahead and take a look at the drawing because I want to show you some specs on the trailer itself. On this one here, we're 15.3 on the floor, so really compact trailer. We're 7'7" tall, so if you have those, big horses, it really accommodates well. It's 6'10" wide. That's the standard width on Cimarrons. And again, this one's a straight load with a front tack room on it. So this guy here, it's got some really cool, unique features on it that I want to show you. First and foremost, Cimarron's an all aluminum constructed trailer, 8-year structure warranty through your hardware, 1 year, no questions asked warranty on the tires. Now, what we'll look at first is we're going to look at this gooseneck coupler here. This coupler is rated for 25,000 pounds, way more than this trailer, but this is what they put on all their trailers. They teamed up with B&W a few years ago. Really allows us a lot of flexibility to make sure this trailer's running level. Not as big of a deal. This trailer's not as long as most of them are. Also, it's going to tip the scales at 4,100 pounds empty. So most of your newer half-ton pickups, you need to check the rating on them, but most of them with 2 head of horses and with your tack, you will be more than in that range to haul this gooseneck. So again, if you have a half-ton, this could be a trailer that you could potentially tow with if you're wanting to go a gooseneck route. Now, underneath the gooseneck, just because this trailer will have some nice upgrades to it, it's not going to be just your standard 2-horse straight load. So this is going to be the first one. The electric over hydraulic jack from Equilizer, the manual override. This is fantastic to be able to push a button and up and down this trailer goes. Even though this is a smaller trailer, I've got to the point where I'm over manual crank jacks. I like to push a button and up and down it goes. That's what you're going to get with this guy here. So instead of us maybe potentially having to upgrade it, it's already on there. The spare tire is elevated because this is a larger footprint than the manual crank jacks when you go this route. So because of the width of this trailer, this is elevated to make sure we have spacing for it. If this was an extra wide trailer like 7'6", 8 foot, we could actually drop this because again, we've made the box wider. With it, you're going to get the aluminum battery box that's going to house a 12-volt battery. Battery disconnect, that's part of this system. That is a good feature to have on these. I really like this. This was something we were putting on our trailers continuously. They went ahead and just made it as part of the package as standard. When that guy is on, I can turn on all my lights from the battery itself. When I turn it off, it'll kill all power. So again, we're not draining the battery by leaving a light on accidentally. So when I park this and walk away, turn that to off, and again, it'll kill that power. This guy right here, this is now standard. Shortly after 25 models came out, they started putting these guys on it. We were doing a lot of these RedArc charging systems on some of our inventory here. What it is it's a true 3-staging charger. Your truck would always work as a trickle charger to these batteries, but it would be a very slow process to charge up. I like to say this guy's a supercharger. It's going to charge up this battery, making sure it's got plenty of life and longevity to it. It'll keep it nice and charged up, so we know that we have power when we go to hook this guy up. The other thing too is that it will indicate when we have power coming from the tow vehicle, so it's kind of a nice little tester there as well. Now on Cimarron's, couple things. The length of their gooseneck nose is a little bit longer. A lot of competitors run like a 7'6", 7'8". This is 8'2", so it's got a lot more length to it, which means you're gonna have a lot more storage. But if you're driving like a long box truck, you can drop the tailgate and I can walk through behind the tailgate and then that actual jack right there. Where if it's shorter, those long boxes, especially when you go to hook up, when you drop your tailgate, you've got to be careful not to get in and mess up and break that plastic cover. But also you don't have that maneuverability by having those shorter goosenecks. The other thing is one thing that's become a big concern over the last couple of years is gooseneck drop wall heights because of the trucks being taller and taller, especially the beds. So one thing that we've done is we've gone from a 50-inch gooseneck drop standard to a 53 on a lot of our using trailers. Now we will take it a case-by-case basis, but in this instance here, we went for the 53. So you can back up with a new Ford, a new Ram, a new GM body style. We'll be able to get this guy level, make sure it's on equal weight distribution, and give you plenty of bed clearance as far as all that's concerned. Now, obviously, if it's lifted, there's some things that kind of come into play, but typically a standard, we'll be able to get it nice and set up and level for you. This is a white sheeted trailer, that's standard. If you want to go to different color options, we've got those. In fact, we've got some silver, we've got some charcoal metallic, black. I mean, there's a lot of color options that you can take a look at. There's an upcharge there. We could do a custom color if you'd like, and if you want custom graphics, we can help you with that as well. On this guy, you're gonna have a 4-foot front tack room. First thing you're gonna notice is the fold-up step. So it makes it really easy getting into these tack rooms. If you look at where the bottom frame is for the door in the ground, that is a big step. So anywhere we can put these steps getting into tack rooms, we go ahead and do, because it just makes sense and makes it so much easier getting in and out of these trailers. Then as you come in, the first thing you're gonna notice is this saddle rack and then the blanket poles. So this is on a recessed post. So the post is built into the wall, but these are adjustable. So I can loosen up these bolts, slide them where I want them, change sequencing if I want. If I wanted to completely take them out, I can just loosen them, slide them out of the top. Store them somewhere safe in your barn with all the hardware so you know where they're at. So if you do go to resell, trade it in, these are some items we're gonna want when we get it back in on trade, or you know, the next customer might want it. But again, you can change all this, whether it's sequencing or spacing, anything like that. You're gonna have rubber on the floor, which I'm more of a fan of the rubber or the gray rubber tread flooring over carpet, because it will hold odor and you know, just get discolored over time, you know, with a lot of foot traffic. But then we incorporate the carpet on the gooseneck drop wall and then the deck itself. You know, these aren't items you're gonna be walking on. But as you can see up in the nose, because of the depth 8.2, there's a ton of storage space. Even though we went 3 inches into this box area, doesn't matter. This trailer's extra tall. There is a ton of storage. You have a couple windows that you can see out of, and then you've got a clothes bar right up here so you can hang some clothes. If you need to get them up out of the way, you need to, you know, you're at a show, you need to come change into a show shirt, you can have all that stuff right there hanging. And again, it's not taking up space in the back of your truck. These guys right here are going to be our feed bags. We just took them out because I want to demonstrate and show you the actual gate, the divider in this one. So I just set them right here, but you do have a couple feed bags right here that go into the stall area itself. On the gooseneck drop wall, you're going to have fully carpeted, multiple sets of hooks. So these are aluminum powder coated hooks. So these guys are really stout, but you have high and low on each side of this window. What's cool about this window is if you wanted to hop in as you're traveling and just take a peek at your horses, see how everyone's doing, you can do that from right here in the tack room itself. You've got that LED light right above the door. This is not a big tack room, so those OptiBright lights, that is a ton of light that comes out of that. We're big fans of those. We've always been putting them on our trailers. They made them standard over this last year. On the door itself, you're gonna have a brush tray. So again, some maybe smaller miscellaneous items you can throw in there. Hoof picks, brushes, fly sprays, anything like that can go in there. If you wanted to add another one, if you wanted to do a door organizer, we can add those after the fact to the trailer. But as you can see, the full up step is really easy to operate. Up, out of the way, that's simple. Now, this is gonna be that straight load. So what we've got is we've got an access door on each side of this trailer that we'll show you. But I wanted to show you that you are gonna have a drop down feed door on each door as well, the access points. It does have the jail bars, so this guy can be folded down, just sets in the track. It does have a bus window in it as well, so if you just wanted a little bit of airflow, you can, but we wanted to maximize airflow and put the drop down on this actual access door itself. And then again, as you can see, I've got the other side open. So it's the same setup. So when you go to load a horse, as long as you have your paddle latch out of the way that goes over the door as an access point, you actually have a latch on the inside. You can actually open it up. You can just leave the chest bar right there like it is. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it. It is windy here today. But you've got that capability to either hop in, back horses out, or when you lead them in, you can lead them in, tie them up, and then right out the trailer you go. Behind it is gonna be a big bus window. Now I've got the Dutch door wrapped around the side of this trailer right now, but that is a big, massive bus window behind there. So again, you can get a ton of airflow back over the hip of the horse. We wanna make sure horses are nice and comfortable. And you even have the Dutch doors on the back with bus windows in them. So again, you can kind of partially open up the trailer, or you can completely open it. You can actually open these guys up. You can even lock these back and have that Dutch door open for even more airflow if you wanted to do that. We have a 16-inch awning light, kind of about middle of the axles, shooting down and out. So you got good light coverage there. And then axles, you got two 5,200-pound Dexter rubber torsion axles, electric brakes on this guy. The black with silver accent wheels. And then you've got 16-inch Goodyear tire. So you also have a 1-year, no questions asked warranty on these tires. That's from the date you purchased it. If you catch road debris, have a blowout, catch a nail that maybe punctures the sidewall, and you can't, patch that, we'll need some information. Don't just discard the tire. Get me some pictures, get some pictures of the codes on it, and then we can send it in to the vendor that Cimarron uses for their wheels and tires. That's who the actual warranty will go through on those, not directly through Cimarron, but through that vendor. Again, electric brakes. So your tow vehicle will have to have integrated brake controller or an aftermarket. If you need help with installing an aftermarket, we can help you out there. But most of these newer trucks all have the integrateds already built into them. All right, at the back, you've got a good look. There's the ramp, and then we've got the Dutch doors wrapped out of the way. But then you kind of look in there and you go, wait a second, that's a big box stall. Well, what's so cool about these straight loads is typically I can take a divider and take it out. I'll need some help because they're kind of awkward as far as the size and handling them, but you can take it out and make it a box stall. Maybe you want to just give them some more room, maybe a mare and a foal you want to toss in there, or you might say, hey, I want to use this for other things, maybe some toys I want to load in there. With this, I'm going to show you here in a second, but I can convert this box stall over to back to the 2-horse straight load by just unpinning a couple pins from the floor and the ceiling. And it's a one-person job. If I stay in the middle, it can just gently slide over. This trailer's tipped towards passenger side here, so it's actually kind of wanting to come down, probably a little bit quicker than if we were just sitting on standard, flat ground itself. But then all I have to do is just pin everything back in, and guess what? There you go. There's your 2-horse straight load. So that took me literally just a couple seconds to slide it back into place. Again, I can roll it against this driver's side wall and pin it. It's a little snug with your actual pads on your chest and butt bars, but you can push it over and lock it in. So you don't necessarily have to remove these if you don't want to. If you want to, they can unpin and get out of the way as well. But this concept came from our show cattle trailers, to where we had the traveling gates, but the gates go across the trailer, so the gates actually float forward to backwards. To where this, we just flip to the side, and then again, it's that simple. So again, it's not necessarily a 2-person job now. It can be just a 1-person job, slide it out of the way, and then again, you can convert it back to a 2-horse straight load or that box stall version if you want, very, very easily. We did jail bars up high. We even did jail bars up on the actual head grill itself. But because of it moving, we need it to be good and solid and square. So it's again kind of more like a rectangular shape to the actual divider itself. So we have the stud divider down low, and everything ties together. So again, we can slide it one way or the other. Pads on there as well for you. Then again, you've got chest bars, butt bars on this guy here with the pads, kick mats all the way around. Couple LED lights in the stall area itself. So these are on individual switches. I can turn on the stall lights, either side, rear, everything's individual. You've got a couple two-way roof vents up here above the head of the horses. So again, you can manipulate quite a bit of airflow in this trailer because of all these windows and then your actual roof vents themselves. While we're looking up there, you're going to notice that roof. That is an insulated roof. That is standard on every single Cimarron. Doesn't matter if it's this trailer, big LQ, big head-to-head. Doesn't matter. They all have that roof. It will keep the stall area 20% cooler than aluminum sheeted roofs. That is significant in the summer months. It really does make a difference in these trailers. And we can show you if you come to the lot, because we can take you from one manufacturer to the other, aluminum sheeted roof. We love showing you on these horse trailers because they're all sealed up, and you will physically tell a difference when you get to the Cimarron. It's also really strong and durable. It'll take take 150 pounds per square foot. It's a 1/2 inch thick honeycomb design, so I can walk on that roof and it won't dent it. If we flip to the other side, here's another upgrade. So you have this really cool traveling gate, but we went ahead and put Werm flooring. We prefer Werm flooring, especially on these dividers that move like this, because we have the hardware in the floor that we have to kind of, work around. And when you have rubber mats and you take them out, one, not a fun job. It's like wrestling an alligator. But then you got to put them back in. And to get them to fit how they originally went in there, it's really tough. So this one here's got Werm flooring, so it's permanent, unpenetrable rubber mat. This stuff is really nice upgrade on this trailer. It's really going to protect that floor and keep it the way it is for, years and years down the road. Below it is the industry's best floor. It's an interlocking 12-inch deck. So it's an extruded piece that locks in high and low, tongue and groove. More importantly, it's 4-inch centers with a V-truss. So wherever you have a horse standing on a Cimarron floor, they're standing on a support beam everywhere. So it's like building a house. Start off with a strong foundation and then build up from there. You've got an 8-inch awning light up top out here. So again, you have lights on the inside, on each side, in the rear. And then you're going to notice on these rear tail lights, you're going to notice a white X in them. So what those are is actually built-in backup lights. When you go to throw your truck in reverse, these guys are actually going to turn on so you can see at night. You're going to get home late at night in the dark, unfamiliar places. You want to be able to see. This isn't as big of a deal, but even though this trailer's, a little over 15 foot on the floor, the front end of the trailer is going to block, your backup lights on your truck, and you still have trailer, that distance in between them. So you're going to be able to have some light coverage back here. Over here on the driver's side, same thing. There's your Dutch door. There's a 16-inch awning light on the top rail there. And then as we move forward, you're going to have your access door with the drop-down feed door in it. Same setup that we saw on the other side. The other cool thing is all these locks on this trailer are all key to like. So it's really just one key that you'll need to lock the trailer up, whether it's the rear ramp, your tack door, these side doors, anything like that, one key. The only other key you'll have is for your jack. But other than that, it's really easy to just have one jack key and one key to lock this whole trailer up. So talk about a really versatile, just really well set up Warmblood 2-horse straight load that you can convert so easy. So I'm going to give you the stock number on it for reference. Again, it's a 2025 Cimarron Norstar Warmblood 2-horse gooseneck. The stock number is 5N241372. We do take trade-ins, so if you're looking to upgrade, downsize, we can help you. Financing is available, and delivery is an option, so we could potentially bring this to your doorstep. So give us a call. Anybody on our sales team can help you out. That number is 303-684-3400. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day.